started. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, class. So we'll get to the simplex tableau when we review for the test. Okay. So we're gonna start a new chapter today. And Wednesday, if you have a question about the simplex tableau, I will answer that for you. But I want to really go ahead and get started on a new chapter. This chapter is pretty easy, but you really need to have a calculator to be able to do all the work. It talks about finances. Okay, so we're gonna cover two of those finances today, and the other two we'll do them on Wednesday. Okay, first of all, let's talk about simple interest. So who uses simple interest? Credit card companies. When you borrow money, when you charge your credit card, let's say with $2,000, they're gonna charge you 15% interest. Let's say. What does that mean? Every $100 you borrow, they're gonna charge you $15 for each 100 for 1 year. So the more years that you finance, the more money you get to pay for. Okay. Who else uses a simple interest formula in order to figure out how much interest you have to pay them for the money you borrow? If you buy a house, the way they figure out the interest is simple interest. If you purchase a car, okay, the way you pay your interest is with the formula I'm about to show you. And if you borrow money to remodel your house, or if you get some personal, let's say for vacation or for a wedding, whatever. Let's say go to the bank, says I want to get married, I need to borrow so much money. So they're not going to give you that money free. They want to be sure you have good credit and you have the responsibility to pay it back. Okay? So house payment interest, credit card payments interest, car payments interest, all of these fit into this category we call simple interest. And the way they figure out your interest is by this formula. The interest, simple interest I equals P. P is called the principal or the money you borrow. Times R. R is the interest rate. If you have good credit, R is low. If you have bad credit, R is high. It has to be in decimal. In order to do that, you got to divide the number they give you by 100 times T with the number of years. So if it's given to you in months, you have to change it to years. Okay? So go ahead and so this is how credit card companies figure out the interest you pay them. This is the formula your mortgage uses, the bank uses, the credit card companies, department store company credit cards. That's the formula they use to figure out how much they would charge you when you borrow the money. Okay? So go ahead and copy it, and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So here's an example. Let's say you borrowed $6,000, and let's say you don't have good credit. They say we're gonna charge 18% interest. If you have good credit, you pay maybe 3 or 4% interest. Let's say you don't have good credit. Not only that they charge 18% interest if you have bad credit, but they also have to charge you money to borrow the money. So if you're buying a used car and you don't have good credit, your credit score is pretty low. Not only they're gonna charge you high interest, they're probably gonna charge you another $1,000 just extra, just to be sure they get their money back. So that's why it's important to maintain good credit. So those of you who don't have credit yet and you're still young, you can go to any bank and say, I wanna open a secured credit card account. So what do they do in a secure credit card account? Let's say you give them $500. They give you credit cards where you can spend up to $500. Use that credit card, and if they see in 1 year that you're making the payments on time, then they give you that $500 back, and they realize this guy is responsible, and that's how you build your credit. You also build your credit by not being behind in your water bill, electric bill. All of that is important. Okay. Building a good credit is not very essential. Okay. Later on, you want to open a business. You don't have good credit, you cannot open a business. You have good credit, you can borrow money and open a business. So it's important to keep that in mind, guys. Right? So let's say you borrowed $6,000 and you do not have good credit. You're gonna have to pay 18% interest, and you said, you know what, I want to pay it off in 5 years. So I means how much will the bank charge you to borrow that $6,000? Okay, so that is a simple interest problem. So the formula is I equals what? P times R times T. P is how much money you borrowed. R, what did I say R to be in decimal? It's 18% to make it a decimal, so you divide it by 100. So it becomes 0.18. And T is the years, already gave you years, it'll be times 5. So if you go to your calculator, and you do 6,000 times 0.18 times 5, 6,000 times 0.18 times 5, they're going to charge you $5,400 in interest. So they're almost going to charge you as much as the money you borrowed. See? So you borrow 6,000, they're going to charge you $5,400. So you, for something that you needed 6,000, you're going to end up paying what? 6,000 plus $11,400. Why? Why are you going to end up paying that much? Total amount due? Simply because you did not have good what? Good credit report. So this is a good example. Let's say you borrowed a used car for $6,000. Interest rate, finance it for a long period of time. That $6,000 car, you ended up paying $11,400 for it. But imagine if R was 3% and you finance it for 3 years, then you pay a lot less. By maybe skipping Starbucks, and make additional $100 a month in payment, you can save yourself lots of money. Okay? So is everybody okay so far? So, you don't learn, you're not in this class just to learn how to do math. You need to learn how to apply it so you'll be a good, good consumer. You don't want people, to rip you off. Does that make sense? Okay, if you want to go ahead and copy this one, go ahead and copy it. Okay, so let's give you another example. Let's say you did not borrow a lot of money. Let's say you just wanted to remodel your house, and you borrowed, P is the amount of money you borrowed. Let's say you borrowed $2,000, and you said, I want to pay it in 3 months. I don't want to really wait, 3-4 years here. And let's say you have good credit. You're only going to be paying 4% interest. So how much interest you would pay off the $2,000? So number one you must do is what? You must change the time from months to year, because remember the formula says T has to be in years. So how do you change months to year? By dividing 3 by 12, because there are 12 months in a year. So I get 0.25. Interest rate cannot be in percent, has to be in decimal. So if you go to the calculator, divide 4 by 100, you get 0.04. Now you can find the interest, which is 2,000 times 0.04 times 0.25. If you leave the time in 3 months, the answer is going to be wrong, because remember the formula says the time has to be in years. If it's in years, you leave it alone. If in months, you must divide by 12. Are we clear, class? Okay? So now what we're going to do now is what? We're going to go to the calculator. Now I'm going to do 2,000 times 0.04 times 0.25. And guess what? I only pay $20 in interest. See? Not bad. So if I borrow 2,000, I have good credit, and I pay it off real in a short period of time. Let's say I'm expecting a check from the IRS or whatever. I'm only paying $20 in interest. So the $2,000 that I borrowed, I only have to pay back 2020, which is not a bad idea. Why is it small? Because you have less number of time to pay the money. Not only that, you got good credit. Your interest rate is 4%, means each $100 you only need to pay $4 for the whole year. So how we're doing, class? Are you understanding now? Simple interest.
What is multiply 0.25?
Where did I get 0.25 from?
Yes, I mean,
It's the
what
time,
is that?
right? It's in how many years you're going to finance your money. The question is 3 months. You cannot leave it in months. The formula says you have to make it in years. To change months to years, you divide 3 by 12. That's what you get, 0.25. Does that answer your question? The question gave you the time to pay it off is 3 months. But if you want to use the formula, the time has years. So change months to years, you divide 3 by 12. You get 0.25. That's where you get the 0.25. Are you okay now?
Yes.
Do you understand? Okay, go ahead and copy it, class. So I'm not going to really spend too much time on simple interest because it's important. But to make a long story short, class, credit card companies, whether it's department stores like Dillard's, Macy's, they all give you credit cards They are the worst credit card to use are the department store credit cards because they charge high interest. Sometimes they tempt you, says, come, we have a huge sale, 70% off, 80% off. So you go and buy as much as you can. But if you make the minimum payment, you're not getting that good discount on your clothing that you're buying. Why? They charge you high interest rate and they make your minimum payment to be small. Why? Because they want the time to be long. When the time is long, the interest is high. So how do you outsmart people at Macy's or Dillard's? You charge $100 worth of clothes a month. End of the month, pay it all. Say goodbye. Or pay $60. If they say minimum payment is $10, $30. Otherwise, you're not really saving by buying things on discount. Are we understanding this, class? Yes?
You're saying when we get credit, we have to pay once all one time.
No. It'll be. It's if it's better for you to pay. If they send you the bill for $100 end of the month, it's better to pay it all if you can. But don't make the minimum payment. Say minimum payment is $10. If you keep paying $10, means it'll take you 2 years to pay for something that means you're really not saving money by buying clothes on sale. Why? Because you're wasting it on interest. The minimum amount of payment you pay, that means what? Time is going to be longer. When time is long, interest is high. Okay, do you understand me now, young lady? So the less time, the less interest you pay. The less interest rate, the less interest you pay. So if you buy a car, let me make it easy for you. If you buy a car and you get yourself good low interest rate, 5%, 4%, and they tell you let's finance it for 7 years, say no. 5 years or 4 years. 7 years means you're going to be paying a lot of interest. So they'll tell you, instead of making your car payment $350, we can make it $320 by making it 7 years. They say no. I'll pay $350 and I'll make it 5 years. Why? You save yourself money. But the dealer wants to make more money. The dealer likes the T to be large. The dealer likes R to be large. Why? That's how they make money. Okay? So, are you good now? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, what about that young lady who asked question earlier? Do you understand me now better?
Yes, I do. I'm not American native, so I don't have idea about all these things. So for me, it's kind of new.
America wants to make it easy for you. America wants to take all your money. Okay? So don't go to Starbucks, go to McDonald's, buy $1 coffee. $7 on Starbucks a day, that's $200. Those $200, you can make a car payment from it. So it all depends on you guys. I'm not trying to run your life here. Okay? All right. So now let's go. Now we're going to spend more time on different kind of interest. I hope everybody has a calculator already. Remember, I wrote on the announcement said, every time we meet class, you got to have a calculator. Okay? So now we're going to learn something we call compound interest. Okay. So a good way to know what compound interest is the loan you borrow from the bank for your education. To go to college, let's say you borrow money because you don't have money to go to college. So let's say you borrow $50,000. Don't copy this. I just want to give you an example, okay? Compounded interest is different than simple interest, okay? Let's say they say you pay 8% interest. and let's say it's compounded monthly. Remember, simple interest, if it was 8%, what does that mean? The whole year, each $100 you pay $8. For the whole year, that's a simple interest. Compounded interest, no. Compounded monthly means what? After I pay 8% interest, the first form, at the end of the month, how much would the 50,000 will be? 50,400. Then the second month, I pay what? 8%, not on the original one, I get 8% of this one, because compounded monthly. Then the following months, I pay 8% of what? Whatever new. So every month I pay interest of the what? The amount that I pay interest in. So you're paying really a lot more interest than the simple interest. Why? Because they are calculating the interest every month, not out of the whole year. That's why it's called compounded. Do you understand that, class? So the next time, let's say let's say it's 50,800. Next time you pay what? 8% of what? Of this one. Not, you don't pay off the original one. It's monthly. If they say quarterly, means every 4 months they find out how much is the new interest and you pay interest on that. Okay. Am I making myself clear, class, about this compounded interest? Are we good? Okay. So how does this compounded interest work? Okay. The formula to figure out the compounded interest is kind of long. Okay. So here's the formula. A equals B. This is R. All right. Let me give you what each stands for. A is the amount due. P is the money you borrow. We call it principal. That's the money you borrow. Of course, R is interest rate and T is the year, you know that. But what about N? N is the number of times the interest is compounded. So I want you to write this on your notes, class. You'll be able to do the homework. If they say it's compounded annually, that means N is 1. Semi-annually, N is 2. Quarterly, N is 4. Monthly, N is 12. And if they say daily, my math lab doesn't consider there are 365 days in a year. To make it easy, they make you N to be 360 days, not 365 days. Okay? So go ahead and copy all of this, class, before I start showing you examples. You need all of this to be able to understand the rest, the remaining of the lecture. Those of you in my 0324, you did not get any 60, so be sure you copy that. Okay? All right, so copy all of it. Then we will show you a good real life example how we use this one here. did you get up? Did you copy it, class? Or does anybody need more time?
No.
Anybody? Are you ready? Are we done?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's show you an example here. I'm going to keep the formula because we're going to work a lot on this formula, okay? Wednesday, we're going to work on continuous, compounded continuously, and we're going to work on annuity, two different type of finance questions, okay? All right, so be sure you have a calculator ready on Wednesday class, all right? And listen to the, I think I'm going to switch to, for Wednesday, I think the recording with WebEx is not working well. Be sure you listen to my announcements. I'm going to give you, we're going to go to Zoom. Zoom, everybody, I switched to Zoom for my college algebra, and everybody loved the resolution. It's much, much better. So Wednesday, I'm going to send it to your email, plus I'm going to send it, put it on the announcement. I'm going to give you the meeting ID for Zoom and the password for Zoom. So we'll be on Zoom for Wednesday. Okay?
Can you record both courses 0324 and 1324? Because I won't be present.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Thank you.
Actually, it's going to be the same. One lecture is going to be the same. It doesn't really make sense to see both classes. It'll be a waste of time for you to watch 0324 and 1324.
Okay.
All right.
The connection wasn't good enough. I didn't hear what did you say about Zoom.
I said the recording, when you guys click on recording on WebEx, is clear. So I switched to Zoom in my college algebra, and they love it. They say it's very, very clear. They like the Zoom recording. So on the announcement on Canvas, when you go on not Wednesday, maybe tomorrow, you're going to see, I'm going to give you the meeting ID and the password to go on Zoom for Wednesday morning class, for Wednesday 11 o'clock class. I want to try it just for this week. If everybody likes Zoom, we'll stay in Zoom. If not, we'll go back to WebEx, okay?
Okay. And it will be in full screen recordings?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see. We're going to try it here. All right, here we go. Let's say you borrowed for your college tuition $60,000 for the 4 years to graduate. And Chase Bank said, you know what? We're going to charge you 8% interest. And it's compounded monthly. Means at the end of each month, you're going to pay the interest of the previous month. And let's say you are given 20 years to pay the loan back. The question is, what was the amount due? What do you mean by the amount due? That $60,000 you borrowed, how much would you pay after you're done with it completely? Okay? All right. So this is, since it's compounded monthly, we have to use what? The compound interest formula, not the simple interest formula. So, okay, so first of all, we have to make percent as a decimal. If I divide by 100, it'll be 0.08. Students last semester, I got the answer wrong. Why? Because they don't listen. I already told you, you never leave the answer in percent. You have to make it a decimal by dividing by 100, okay? All right, so let's use the formula. A equals, A is the amount due. P is how much did I borrow? I borrowed $60,000 to finish my college. What's the interest rate? 0.08. N is compounded monthly. Look at the notes you copied. When it's compounded monthly, how much is N?
1.
Is it 12? Does anybody see a 12?
Oh.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good. What's the exponent here? N times T. What is N? 12. T is how many years? 20. So when I multiply 12 times 20, I get 240. But you understand where I got the 240 from? It's N times T. N is 12. T is how many years? 20. 12 times 20 is 240. Are we good? Don't wait till the very end says I don't get it. Do you understand it?
Why 12 times 20? Because 20 year and 12 times months?
Because it's compounded monthly, that means N is 12. Remember? Right? And 12 times 20 gives you 240. Yeah, you're right. So remember what you do on the homework. You look at the compounded. It says compounded monthly, you put N12. Semi-annually, N is 2. Daily, N is 360. Annually, N is 1. That's why I made you copy the notes. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. Does anybody have any question before? Now, the hardest part is how to use a calculator to find the final answer. But for now, do you know how I set it up?
240 is real money, right? With the money, which
No, 240 is just the number, is how many times it's compounded times how many years. 240 has nothing to do with the money. NT is the par. Look at the formula. N is 12.
okay, what is 240 then? When we divided 12 by 20?
No. We did not divide 12 by 20. Okay, just relax. Look at the formula. What does this formula say right here?
Number of times?
N is how many times it's compounded times T. NT. 2 letters. NT. N is 12. T is 20. 12 times 20 gives me 240. N is 12. T is 20. N times T. 12 times 20, I get 240. Do you understand now better?
Okay, it's just times, the number of times, right?
That's right. You get it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, get your calculator ready. Everybody. I'll wait till everybody has a calculator ready. Ready? Let me know when you're ready. Everybody got the calculator?
Yes.
Ready?
The first thing you do is you do the fraction. You divide 0.08 by 12. 0.08 divided by 12 equals. I got 0.0066 something. Did everybody get that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go very slowly, class, because this is going to be a challenge for you guys to get the answer. Step 2, add 1 plus 1 equals. Now I should get 1.00666667. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, so what did I do? I divided by 12 and I added 1. Now watch this. Second step is I raise it to the power 240. So raise it to the power x to the power y, 240, and I had the equal sign. When I did that, I get 4.99268 something. Did you get that?
What did you do last time?
You raise it to the power 240. To raise to the power, depending on your calculators, some calculators have x to the power y, some have y to the power x, and some have a little arrow like this. One of these signs there means raise to the power on your calculator.
To the power, how much you say?
240. Remember, the exponent is 240. Then equal.
So it will be 4.92 and 6, right?
Very
Yeah.
good. Then you multiply it times 60,000. Keep that number in, times 60,000 equal. So the amount due is $295,608.17. I hope everybody get that answer. And remember, you have to round it to the nearest hundreds. Don't put all these decimals on Mastering Lab. Why? Because you're talking about money. Money means two numbers behind the decimal. You have to round it to the nearest hundreds. If you keep putting all these decimals, you're going to get the answer right. I mean, it's wrong. So did everybody get $295,608.17?
Last time, did you add?
What do you mean I add? Okay, let's do it again one more time. First, I divided 0.08 divided by 12, equal. Plus 1, equal. Then I raised that to the power 240, equals. Then times 60,000, because there's no sign here, they're going to multiply. And that's how I got that answer. Should I repeat it again, or did you get it?
I got it.
All right, so let's analyze the question here. So if you borrowed $60,000 to go to college for the 4 years, and they charge you 8% interest compounded monthly, means every month they're going to charge you 8% of the previous whatever it is, and it took you 20 years to pay off your college loan, then the $60,000 cost you $295,000 and some change. So it's cost you almost 5 times as much as you borrowed. See? So by the end of the 20 years, this is how much you would have paid for your $60,000. So if I ask you, how much interest did it cost me to borrow that money? So if I want to find the interest, I subtract how much I paid for the whole thing minus how much I borrowed. And that will give me how much interest it cost me to borrow that $60,000. So if I do that, so it cost me $235,608.17. That's how much it cost me to borrow the $60,000. See? So, as you notice, you can keep borrowing money to enjoy life on college campus, but once you start paying it, you say, oh my God, that's why the economy is not doing as good as it is. Why? If you get a job and you make $40,000, $50,000 a year, 12,000 of that you make, and you have to pay money for college. You're not going to be taking all of it home. You got to start paying back. If you don't, they go to your account and they take it away from you. So keep that in mind. So try to borrow as minimum as possible. Okay? All right. Does anybody have any question about this problem here?
I have a
You
question.
can- Go ahead.
Because I missed the part when you did an equation, when we added to 1 that number like 0.66 something. How we did to what did next?
Okay. Clear your calculator. I want to take you from the beginning. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right. First, do 0.08 divided by 12 equal. When you're done, tell me you're done.
Yes.
Plus 1 equal.
Yes.
Now raise to the power 240 equal.
Yes.
Times 60,000 equal, and you're done. And you should get that number. And if you did, let me know. If you
For
got
some
that.
reason, I got 14,496.
After you multiply by 60,000,
Correct.
you know, I have a feeling you multiply by 240 instead of raising it to the power 240. Do you have a key that's there?
Uh-huh.
You
Okay.
don't?
Actually, yes, my bad.
Yeah, let's try it
Thank you.
again. You should
Uh-huh.
raise it to the. Try it again. Try it again.
Mhm.
It's okay. Try it again. I'm not gonna, I'm here for everybody here. Let's try it again. 0.08 divided by 12 equal. Ready?
Yes.
Plus 1 equal. Don't do times 240. No. Remember, there's so many keys to raise to the power. Either x to the power y, y to the power x. I don't know what kind of calculator you have. Try to find any of these keys first. Did you find them on your calculator?
Yes.
Click on that and then click 240 and then equal.
Mm-hmm.
And then times 60,000. And then you should see that answer.
Got it. Thank you.
You are. All right, now I'm going to let you try one class. Okay? All right, and then when everybody finishes trying it, then I will put the answer on the board, see if everybody get it right. Okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to change everything here. But the same formula, we're talking about compounding interest. Now let's say you borrowed only $20,000 for school, for college. And the interest rate was 4%. And you said, you know what, I want to pay my whole college tuition and costs in 5 years. And the interest is compounded semi-annually. Look at your notes. I'm going to be very quiet, and I want you to find the amount due for it. Go for it. Take your time. When everybody's done, I'll give you maybe it's like 7 minutes. When everybody's done, then I'll go slowly and show you the answer, and hopefully everybody will get it right. Is that clear, everybody? Okay? Try it. Okay, you ready or you need more time? Does anybody need more time?
Oh,
I'm ready.
All right. Did you change 4% to a decimal first?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Compounded semi-annually, that means n is 2. Did you do that?
Oh no, I did N is 12.
See, you gotta look at the compounded semi-annually. Remember the notes? You look at the notes that you copied at the beginning. When it says it's compounded semi-annually, didn't say that that means n is 2. Look at your notes.
Yes, semi-annually N is 2.
Exactly. You have to pay attention to that on your homework. You're gonna have the notes in front of you. Okay? All right. So A equals 20,000, 0.04 over 2. N is 2 and T is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. All right. Without my help, whether you did it right or wrong, see if you can use a calculator to come up with the final answer for A. I'm going to wait. When everybody is done, I will put the answer on the board. Practice. Practice getting the answer to this on the calculator on your own.
24,
So don't say the answer yet, please. Give everybody a chance to try it first, okay? All right. So let me take you step by step how we're going to do it on the calculator. First, we're going to do 0.04 divided by 2 equals plus 1 equals raised to the power 10 equals times 20,000. So I got $24,379.89. So if I only borrowed 20 with compounded semi-annually, the interest compounded semi-annually, and I decided to pay off in 5 years, not 20 years, I only owe them $24,379.89. So the 20,000 I borrowed, I only gonna be paying $24,379.89. So if I want to figure out how much interest did they charge me, is a lot less than the other one, then I'll subtract the amount that I paid at the end of the loan minus the amount of money that I borrowed. See, so $4,007.89. So you see, I'm paying almost nothing. 4,000 interest, that's it. Why? Because I have a good credit, I got low interest rate, and I'm paying off my college loan in 5 years. I say, you know what? I'm not gonna go to Whataburger. I'm gonna eat spinach salad that I bring from home, whether I like it or not. I'm not gonna go to Starbucks. I'll make my own coffee at home and take it. That $300, $400 I'm saving a month, I'm gonna put it to pay my college loan. That way I pay off in 5 years instead of 10 years, and I will make the bank go nuts. They're not gonna like me anymore because they only charge me a loan. You see how life works? You understand, class? Or say, you know what? My girlfriend or my boyfriend expect an expensive gift from me. I don't want to have a boyfriend. I don't want to have a girlfriend. I just want to live a normal life. I don't want a headache. I don't need to buy them gifts. I don't need 10 friends. Maybe I'll just have one friend. I'll just give one birthday gift. That way I save money for college. Now, I'm only joking, all right? Don't start going nuts. Okay. Got it? Does everybody understand the problem now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, now you're going to try one more. I'm not satisfied yet till you guys understand it. Change the problem now. I'm going to give you one similar to your homework. Same thing about compounded interest. Are you going to make me proud? This time everybody's going to get it right. Pay attention to the notes. All right. We borrowed $30,000. The interest is compounded daily. It's not 365. Look at your notes. And you're paying 3.7% interest. What would be the amount due? And you're paying it in 10 years. Find the amount due. All right, I want everybody to get it right. Pay attention to the value of n now. Okay? Be patient. When everybody is done, then I'll come and show you the answer. All right? Be patient. Do the calculator twice, not just one time. Be sure you got the answer right. All right. You ready? Anybody
Yeah.
needs more time? All right. You all ready to see the answer?
Yes.
All right. A equals 30,000. R is 0.037. Correct?
Yes.
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 N is 360. I hope you put 360. Did you?
Yes.
Yes.
N T. N is 360. T is 10. 360 times 10 gives me 3,600. How many of you set it up just like that? Did anybody have any problem, class?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Why is it compounded daily, but and it's just 360 instead of 365?
Because it should be 365, but mastering lab, all your problems, they want to use 360 days in 1 year. I want to follow the same thing like your homework.
Okay. So
It should be 365, but my mastering lab, all the questions says use 1 year equals 360 days just to make the thing simple.
that's so weird. Thank you, Professor.
All right, you're welcome. I just want to be sure you guys don't get confused when you do the homework. Okay? Yeah, I see. That's why it takes me 2-3 hours to assign your homework because I read them. I see what do you need. I want to be sure. It's easier for me to just let you do the assignment that my mastering lab gives you. I don't have to do any work. But I want to be sure you guys, it's virtual learning. I want to be sure it's easier for you since we don't see each other face to face. Okay? All right. Let's do it on the calculator. So first, I'm going to do 0.037 divided by 360. And I got 0.0001027.8. Did you do that first? Please answer me. So as I go on, I want to be sure everybody understands me. Right?
Yes.
Then I do +1 equals. And I got what I have on my calculator right here. 1.0001027.8. Are we good? Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to raise it to the power 3600. X to the power y, 3600. I get 1.4477, blah, 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 blah. Did you get that?
Yes.
Now I do times 10,000.
Yes.
And I got 43,431.21. Remember, don't put the answer, all these decimals. We're talking about money. So so you borrowed 30,000. You borrowed it for 10 years. They're going to do the interest every day. The interest rate is 3.7%. After 10 years, the 30,000 you paid now, $43,431.21. So how much interest did you give the bank? You just subtract A, which is how much you paid at the end of 10 years, minus how much money you borrowed. And when I do that, I get 13,431 and 21 cents. And I'm done. Well, yes. How's the lecture?
Question: Did you raise 3600,000?
No, 3,600. Because T is 10 years. N is 360. 360 times 10 is 3,600. Right? N is
Right.
360. Time is 10 years. N times T. 360 times 10 gives me 3,600. Correct? Do you understand, young lady?
Yes.
So if this applies to your college loan, if you borrowed $30,000 to finish college and you pay 3.7% interest, at the end of 10 years, if the interest is compounded daily, you're going to end up paying $43,431. That means you paid 13,000 and some change for interest. As you notice, the less number of years you pay your loan, the less interest you have. And the better interest rate you have, the better interest you have. Got it? When R is small, T is small, you save money. When R is large, T is large, you don't save money. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
So pay attention to my Zoom. We're going to start Zoom only for a trial on Wednesday. Excuse me. So we'll do that. And we'll see how it goes with Zoom. If you guys keep liking Zoom, we'll stay with Zoom. If not, we'll get back to WebEx. So Wednesday will be a trial. This we finished half the sections. We have continuous interest left and annuity left. So you must have a calculator ready for my Wednesday class. Otherwise, Wednesday is going to be not difficult topic, but we're going to be doing a lot of computation on the calculator. All right, somebody was asking a question. Go ahead. What's the question? What's the question? Or you don't have any question? Did someone have a question? Somebody was talking earlier. No? Okay. So this
Okay.
that I will see.
Okay, then I will give
Sorry?
question. Yeah, then I will give question. The next exam will be when?
Go and click on Canvas syllabus. You'll find a box. It says new testing calendar. It'll tell you when the new test is. I changed it all. Click on syllabus. You'll find a big box there. It says new testing calendar. It'll tell you the test date. Did anybody see that? Who saw that calendar on the syllabus? Anybody saw that? Did anybody see me changing the test dates for the next exam on the syllabus? It's not. Don't click on syllabus. I didn't change the whole thing. I didn't want you to read another 10 pages. I only changed the test dates. Did anybody see that?
No.
Okay. Click on syllabus when you get after this, and read the box there. It'll tell you when test number 2 is going to be. It's going to be spring break. I don't remember the date because I teach so many classes, but I don't want to give you the wrong date. And besides, whenever you have a test, I'll announce it for you when I'm lecturing you. So I'll give you at least a week in advance. Okay? Got it? Does that answer your question?
Yes.
All right. All right, class. I'll see you guys on Wednesday on Zoom. Check your announcement and the email to tell you where we're going to meet on Zoom. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you to you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.